Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. This is Daniel Morello, reporting from Big Bear on this rainy morning. It is about 10 minutes to 9 a.m. It's 37 degrees and we're forecasted to get rain, wet snow, and snow today. The snow is going to move in as we get more towards the evening and overnight, but we're supposed to get between 5 to 10 inches still forecasted, and that's going to be a good thing because it's not the weekend, so it shouldn't mess up any of the travel for all of our wonderful guests who love to come to Big Bear. The last day or so, my wife and I were down the hill. We were noticing how nice the weather was looking down at the beach, specifically Newport Beach, and went down for a day and a half and got a beautiful experience out there. I'll put some clips up there for you guys to look at. It was wonderful weather, about mid to high 60s in the daytime, and it was just a gorgeous, gorgeous time to be down at the beach. For mountain folks like us, it's well deserved after such a crazy winter we've been having, especially in the last 2 months. It felt wonderful to be in the sun, be in the sand, exchange some of that snow for some beach time. But yeah, gotta get a new phone very, very soon, and the videos are just gonna get more crisp. I can properly zoom in, and the resolution is just going to be top notch. But now, as you can see, we are back in Big Bear. I'm gonna go get some shots of the lake out on the North Shore and show you the clouds and storms rolling in. They weren't expecting it to rain, but this is definitely rain. It's a very wet morning right now. Also very windy. Gusts in the 20s to 30s, maybe up to 40 at times. And that's definitely going to make things interesting if anyone's going to be traveling right now up the mountain. Here we are going across Stanfield Cutoff. As you may have heard from other reports, the forest roads are closed until June 30th. That is really a surprise in most regards, but for the kind of year we've been having and how potentially damaged the trails already are from erosion, also from tree fall and rock fall, the Forest Service needs time to let those be assessed and not sustain further damage. So that closure is understandable. Let's go over on North Shore here and see what we can see. Alright, I tried to have my hood up, but the wind keeps blowing it down, so just get a little wet here, no big deal. It is definitely blowing in. This is a classic spring Big Bear Lake storm where the weather's coming in wet and the temperatures are a little warmer to start off, but that's not going to be lasting for long because And our all-time record was set in 1952, and that was 256 inches of snow, I believe. I'm really not thinking we're going to shatter that record, but with another almost foot of snow expected and more unsettled weather expected next week into early April, it is definitely possible. So we can't give up on this winter yet for it being a record breaker. For it being a record breaker season, there's still potential to at least get closer or possibly even break the all-time snow record for the Big Bear Lake area. I'm pretty excited about that, and you know what that means. That just means more water in the lake. That is awesome. We need it. I was just gonna walk back to my car, but then I looked over and saw this amazing rainbow. Oh my gosh, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Oh, what a special moment. I was not expecting that. I'm so glad I saw that before I got back in my vehicle, because I'd be driving away from it and not towards it, and I would not have seen it. Little break in the system here. It's not raining as hard as it was just a few minutes ago. We're probably going to transition to snow very soon here because the temperatures are dropping. We'll call that a snow bow, practically, right? Wow. Okay, back in the car here, warming back up. And I wanted to bring you some fun facts about Big Bear. Big Bear Lake is at an elevation of 6752 feet. And since 1960, the highest temperature here was 98 degrees, set in 1994. And the lowest temperature was minus 15 degrees, set in 1964. Which seems, that seems almost impossible, but I've seen it drop into the negatives before. But minus 15 is very, very cold. I would not want to be outside or have to deal with frozen pipes during that time. The average precipitation a year is 19 inches. Actually, let's just round it up to 20 inches because it's 19.98 inches a year. The snowfall at lake level, which is 6752, averages 58.6 inches. The most snow in 24 hours was 27 inches on March 27th, 1991. And snow has fallen every month except July and August up here. Some other Big Bear Lake facts that are pretty interesting. The lake is 7 miles long and 1 mile wide at its widest. The most abundant fish are trout, bass, and catfish. And did you know that the first Winter X Games were held in Big Bear Lake in 1997 at Snow Summit Ski Resort? Here's something worth noting about Big Bear and what's to come. This is the intersection of Highway 38 North Shore and Stanfield Cutoff. And ever since they redesigned it a few years back, the stop sign, if you're traveling west, is way over there, which is very confusing for folks that are trying to turn west from Stanfield Cutoff. And I'm not sure why it was designed like that, but the talk of the town over the last year or so has been that this intersection will be the site of Big Bear's newest roundabout or traffic circle, however you'd like to refer to them as. And maybe that's on the tail end of seeing how well the traffic circles are working over in Moonridge on the Moonridge corridor for keeping traffic flowing. But if there was one place where we could definitely use a traffic circle rather than, say, another traffic light, it would be that intersection. Well, it's starting to snow a little bit. It's still very wet, and it's still only 37 degrees. It's so foggy you can't even see Snow Summit right now. I don't envy the folks up there right now. They were probably hoping to get some fresh snow, but I don't think they're getting any kind of fresh anything. I think they're probably just getting wet from this rain we're having right now, this wet snow and rain. Well, I would say that rain has now shifted to snow. It's just as cold and just as stingy on my face, but at least it's starting to be more frozen than it was. I think we're in for it on this one. Not as much as we have been in the past storms, but we're not out of the woods yet, folks. Winter is still here, even as April approaches. You can't count out the winter until, shucks, I've seen it snow, a foot of snow in April, on April 21st before, so you just never know what's going to happen. All right, back in the warmth and comfort of my car, about to go home and get these groceries put away and get ready for work. Well, it's about 10:15 a.m. and as you can see, the snow has arrived. It's about 33 degrees out right now. It's pretty wet still, but yes, you could consider this snow and not rain. And so it begins. We go back into the snow cycle. Well, the snow has arrived. It is no longer raining. The snow is pretty wet though, but it is 33 degrees out at about 10:20 a.m. here on Wednesday, and the snow that is forecasted to come has arrived. So we'll see what it brings by tomorrow. Check back soon for another video. I really appreciate you watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. So we'll see you next time. Bye for now.